So we're back with the Del Sol again. Fuel pump's doing good, hasn't had to prime any every time I start, but what I do have an issue with now, ooh, kicked off that cover, good job. I have a ignition switch that is rapidly declining in its ability to function. So, you know, everything seems fine, key comes on, lights on, but when I go to start it, as soon as I release the key after the engine starts running, it just dies. So, just like that. Every time. Oh, there it goes. It stayed that time. What I've actually found is if I start it and instead of just letting go of the key, I just kind of hold a little tension on it, it'll always start and run. So if I just kind of, ooh, see how I saved it? See how it died off and saved itself right back? So there's something going on with this right here. So I'm gonna pull this lower cover off here. We're gonna investigate this right now. Oh. Of course I'm gonna find missing screws. So cool, I'll be able to actually put this back together better than it is right now. Okay, and this is what I'm coming to look at. That is the back of our ignition switch. The rest of it is just your actual cylinder that the key and everything works, and I presume that's all fine because that's all mechanical. That rarely goes bad. Not saying that it can't, but not common. Actually, before I do any of this, how does this panel come off? I think I'm actually gonna drop this panel. Let me go get some more tools. I'm gonna drop this silver panel here. All right, that's off. Interesting. Okay, so I want to pull this whole harness out. There should be a couple of connectors up here. Yep, there's one. All right, and then the second one. Button on the underside of it. All right. So now, other than this big old zip tie that snapped right clean off, I love how brittle that got over the years. Wow. Interesting little strap here. But that's pretty much it. There's 2 screws here. A lot of newer cars, these would be security bolts where when you tighten them on, the heads break off, so you can't actually put a tool on. You actually need a special tool or a hammer, chisel. A little harder to back the screws out on a modern car. And there is our ignition switch. Okay, inside looks fine. Doesn't look like it's wore out or anything. Same with our cylinder here. These can break, but like again, very rarely. You'd have to really mess that up to break a metal rod like that in some plastic. So this is what we're going to investigate next. So this is where I need to look for our issue. This side looks all pretty good. Doing a bunch of looking online. These are known for getting hot and a lot of the solder will melt away and make a poor contact, but since all this looks good, I'm curious about getting inside of it now. Let's get this little cover off. Slowly. Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of good bit of wear on these contacts here. See if I can't clean these up, especially that one right there at the top. Looks like it's almost worn through the actual metal coating down to the copper below, but we'll see. Actually, these springs still have plenty of tension, it looks like. The center one definitely does. The outer ring a little looser, but it seems to be okay. Let's see. Yeah, see, look how dirty that is off of just those 3 points of contact I cleaned. I didn't even clean the upper ones. They look fine. Yeah, that shows like, looks like it's worn pretty good through there. And that's the main power supply. I believe the center post here, I believe, is the one that goes to the starter, but I'm not really sure. I'm just going to clean them all, see if we get any improvement. If I need to, we'll go to the junkyard and fetch us another one. I don't want to order one online. They're like $150, and I feel like probably find one cheaper somewhere. That looks pretty good. At least now that all that gunk is off of it, I wonder how she will stand. And I'm just going to do a quick test now. Plug everything back in. There we go. Now, make sure it's in neutral. I can't see it up there. Let me get in here so I can push the clutch. Okay. So push in. Yeah, it seems to want to snap back into position to run a lot easier now. Even if I try to kill it, it comes right back. So that's much better. Okay, I'm gonna put all this back together now and test it with the actual key cylinder. And if all seems well, then we are good to go. It's nice sometimes when you can repair something, even if only temporary, without having to spend any money. Yep, and that's why I had it unplugged before. When I took it out, also took it out the other way, but obviously you don't want power hitting any metal, grounding it and causing a spark or an arc. That's my bad, but we make mistakes, things happen. That's how you learn later, but now, before we slap it the rest of the way, let's do it with the real key. Let's see. It doesn't do anything. How is that possible? Okay. It doesn't do anything. Do I have something not plugged in? Is something not plugged in? What did I change? Ah, you know what? I bet when I sparked that, I bet I blew a fuse. Okay. Due to the short that we had, we know that's a good ground. Yeah. So that's a good ground, good ground, good ground. So that one gets power. That one should be all full-time power. Yours are good. Oh. Nope. Everything else is good, but I just blew this 50 amp fuse right here. Those little $15 Walmart toolboxes are worth their weight in gold to just have thrown in your trunk for any emergency you may or may not find yourself in. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. Safe. So now we got nothing nowhere. Nothing nowhere. Okay. So now we'll take our fuse out. See, this ain't nothing but job security. I blew this fuse to give myself something else to do. Okay, so screws, we'll leave those on the cowl. And I don't know if you can see in there like I can. One moment. There we go. Yep, fried apart in there. Alright, so I need a 50 amp fuse. And my truck is still leaking coolant. I don't want to drive it. It's actually not terribly cold today, so I might be going for a little walk to the auto parts store. These long legs will cover some ground quick. It's actually kind of funny. Is the person walking up there ahead, they were coming my direction. As soon as they rounded about to this fire hydrant, they saw me, stopped, turned around, started walking back the other direction. I wonder if that was a temp. Yep, looking back at me right now. I'm gonna get you. Anyways, we're about halfway there. I told you that lady stopped and turned around when she saw me. I don't know if you can tell, but now she's back walking behind me, following me. The fuck? Oh yeah, we're going down that for a little bit on the way home, but we have arrived at AutoZone. Alright, so I got a replacement fuse, but I got an 80 amp instead of a 50 amp. The 50 amp, for some reason, the two prongs that screw into the panel were like way out here. Both sides and didn't fit, and that was on everything under 80 amps, but 80 and above were all the correct size. So I'm gonna throw an 80 in it. It'll work. I'll replace it later. I need to, but I ain't gonna worry too much about it. But we are up on the railroad track. That's actually way down there is the crossing for my road. Every once in a while I see a car go across. Here's where I will exit. I was actually kind of hoping for a train to come by so I can get a close shot of it. It'd be kind of cool. But not today, I guess. Battery died on my GoPro, but everything's all buttoned back up. We got our undercover panel on, knee panel, replaced all the missing screws and everything, so that's all nice and taut. Not as rattly as it was before. Every repair makes the car a little bit better. But I've already done 3 successful starts without having to hold the key in any weird orientation. That seems to still be the case. Nice. Cool. Anyways, if anything starts having issues again, but we'll keep testing it and driving it and enjoying it, and if anything else goes bad on it, we'll fix that next. Otherwise, we got that boy and that boy next on the block. So thanks for watching. Almost home, almost home. Interesting.